Right, here we are. It is finally here. We've got my FS Projects Airbus A320 side stick complete with the blue rubber gaiter, and it looks very, very nice indeed. We've got it sat on top of my Thrustmaster Ava base. Now, as lovely as the Warthog stick was that we've had on top of this Ava base now for some time, those of you that have been watching the streams will have seen it. It's a right-handed military style stick, and you know, as brilliant as that is, it's kind of not really what I wanted, seeing as I fly mostly Airbus. Now, this is a quite an expensive stick that we've got on top here, but the quality, you can see my RGB lights reflecting in the base of it there. It's very, very shiny. The quality is incredibly high, and I think it's probably fair to say in the simming world, unless you buy a real one, this is probably as close as you're gonna get. So, what do we got here? If I just lift up the blue gaiter a bit, you can see this white plate that we've screwed on top of our Ava base. And you can see how the blue gaiter kind of flaps onto the underside there of the stick, giving you this very, very sleek look that we have here. Now, obviously, when all is said and done, we can kind of lap the blue gaiter into this little slot to give it a nice flush look, so it's not just kind of flapping around like this. Now, the plan, if we spin over here, this is where the Ava base would normally screw into, this big heavy metal plate from Thrustmaster. We're going to get rid of that, is the plan. And we are going to jigsaw a hole into this desk. So we're kind of going to do a bit of a DIY vlog today. We're going to use the dimensions from this white plate to help us jigsaw that hole. And I'm 3D printing a cradle as we speak, so that basically it will suspend the Ava base underneath here, such that when all is said and done, the bottom of this blue rubber gaiter here will sit flush on my desktop, and it will look like the stick is completely integrated into the desktop. It's a bit of a stretch goal. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. Hopefully we can. Stay tuned. Worst case, you'll get to see me make a mess with some power tools. So yeah, I guess cue the 3D printing montage. Okay, so while the 3D print has been going, I've managed to mark out the hole I think I need to cut in my desk. So this is roughly what I've got in mind. I'm trying to keep the joystick as close to the edge, this edge, as I can. That way I figure I don't have to sort of have my arm too far forward leaning when I'm trying to use it. I can sort of have my arm further back, which will hopefully be a little bit more comfortable in the long run. So there's only one thing for it. I'm gonna have to get the power tools out, so wish me luck. All right, yeah, so here's the underside of my desk. Yes, I know there's cables everywhere. Yes, I know I'm a monster. You're gonna have to do it, I'm afraid. So the first things first is to get the old D-well out and unscrew this little bit of worktop I've got poking out here so we can actually get to work on it. So yeah, wish me luck. Okay, hole is cut. Not the greatest job in the world, as you probably saw from my, efforts with the jigsaw, but we've got the Ava base here, and I've got it into a 3D printed cradle that I've made. This is only made out of PLA, so it's really just sort of a test out of some old material that I had lying around. I've got a nice roll of PETG upstairs, which is allegedly a lot stronger. So if this works out in terms of dimensions, we'll reprint using PETG. But the idea is that you kind of put it in underneath here, you can see, and we'll put screws up through the 3D printed cradle into the wood, and then it all sort of lines up. That's the idea. So we're going to get the stick mounted, and we'll get the gaiter kind of lapped around into its little groove here, and we'll see how it looks. I've got a horrible feeling maybe this is too tall, and maybe it all needs to perhaps sink down just a touch. I don't know. We'll have to see. There it is. Now, it's not perfect, I'll be the first to admit. From this distance though, I'd say it looks pretty damn convincing and not a bad effect at all. Now obviously this is just the PLA cradle cradling the Ava base at the moment. I would say if anything, if you see here, look, maybe we could drop like another 5 mils. So if I was to increase the height of the base by 5 millimeters, then maybe, just maybe, the gaiter would sit completely flush on the worktop. You can see there's just a little bit of a gap going on there. I don't know what to do for the best. I'm tempted to try it like this for now. Obviously, if you were to move the stick full right, you can obviously see it a lot more, or if you push forward, but then that's going to be the case, I think. Maybe I think even if I was to drop it, even if you were to sort of pull it to the left, you're still going to see, like, it's not going to be completely flush 100% of the time. But I think this, from this sort of angle, this looks really flipping nice. You can occasionally just see the corner of my jigsaw cut there. Not sure there's a huge amount I can do about that, other than, well, I don't know really. But I think this is a pretty damn good result, and we finally got an Airbus stick that is, paired nicely with the Ava base. I think that they're a very, very powerful combination. The Ava base has been wonderful. I've loved it a lot, but with that military stick, even with it being a right-handed stick, it didn't feel right. I flew it over this side a little bit, and it always felt a bit wrong flying it on, right-handed when we fly in a captain's position. I really wanted to have a left-handed captain stick for the Airbus that could go on top of the Ava base, and thanks to FS Projects, we have it. Obviously, it does take a while to order. I think I ordered mine back in October, and here we are in February. So if you are considering it, don't sort of sit on the idea for too long. Get your order in, because it will be a bit of a wait, but it is well worth the wait, as I think you can see here. It's a very, very nice looking Airbus stick. I think this is pretty much as close to the real thing as I'm ever going to get. Now the next step, I think, is to replace this PLA based cradle with a PETG, just to give it a bit more strength. But I think, as a proof of concept, we're doing all right here. I mean, just sort of moving around, you can see there's little to no movement at all in that base at all. Now PLA over time could warp, I suppose. PETG less likely to do so. But yeah, keep an eye out on the streams for this stick. We'll be doing a lot more with it in the upcoming videos and streams and things like that. I'm really looking forward to getting into grips with this one. So I will leave this one here. Lovely little DIY vlog for you all. Let me know what you think. But until next time, thanks very much for watching. Take the very best care of yourselves. And as always, happy flying.